Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Welcome to yet another LeadSquared webinar. This is the final episode of our Masterclass series on all the core features. So, today we're bringing in all the fan favorites, the most popular features of our CRM, smart views, activities, tasks, you name it, we're showing it. I'm Saleha Mariam. I oversee product marketing at LeadSquared. Joining me on the panel today is Urvashi Gupta. She has over a decade of experience empowering sales teams to get the best out of their CRM and putting everything other than selling on autopilot. So just sell, we'll handle the rest. Urvashi will show you exactly how. And of course, Abhilash from our first episode on the masterclass. So Abhilash is joining us today as well. Hi Abhilash, hi Urvashi.
Hey, hi Saleha, hi everyone.
Hello guys. Before we get right into it, I have a few pointers for you so you can get the best out of this session. Number one, towards the bottom right of your session, you'll see the chat tab. Any questions you have, let us know. You just want to say hi to the team, you can do that as well. Anything and everything, chat tab's open for you. We might run a poll or two during the webinar just to know your opinion on things. And that's about it. Grab a cup of coffee, glass of water, whatever you want. Sit back and master your CRM today. Over to you, Urvashi.
Thank you so much, Saleha. Thank you, Abhilash. Thank you, Saleha, for that wonderful introduction. I truly appreciate. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's great to have you all today. I am Urvashi, and I am thrilled to welcome you all to our webinar. We have an exciting session lined up for you, and which is packed with valuable insight and practical tips on how to maximize your experience with LeadSquared. So before we dive in, I wanted to take a moment to thank each one of you for joining us. We understand that your time is important and precious, so we are committed to making this session as informative as possible. So let's get started. In our last webinar, we have covered lead management, user management, and opportunity. In today's webinar, we would like to cover activity management, task management, and smart views. So we will also have a Q&A session towards the end. So please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box as we go along. So without any ado, we would like to start our today's webinar. So before we start the topic, I would like to share my screen so that simultaneously we can practically experience the features in our topics that we are going to cover. I hope my screen is visible to all. Probably it must be loading.
Yes, Urvashi, it's visible.
Thank you, Saleha. So today we'll be starting with activity management, which is our first topic of today's session. So as we all know that in the leads, you all must have seen that there is a manage lead page, which is the repository where all the leads are captured, or even if we are manually added, we'll be able to see the leads here, right? So when we talk about the activity management, as we all know, we must have used the activity. But first of all, I would like to talk about why do we need this activity and how it's so helpful. So once the leads and opportunities are captured in our account, we can monitor their progress down the sales funnel by tracking notable interaction or events or activities. So activities help us understand a lead's position in the conversation funnel. So accordingly, we can automate our nurturing in the sales process, right? Now, activities could be email opened by the lead, website visit by the lead, link clicked, lead is captured, or even the site visit is done by our sales user, though that we wanted to make an interaction, add the interaction, right? It could be a product demonstration. So let's understand what all type of activities that we have in LeadSquared and how we can effectively use those, right? So first of all, there are two aspects of every feature that we would like to cover: a user's point of view and then the admin one, right? So first of all, I would like to cover what are types of activities that we have. So in the LeadSquared, there are two type of activities that you must have seen: core activities and custom activities, right? So when I talk about the core activities are predefined by the system. It is generic one. So if you click on core activities, you'll be able to see all the activities which are predefined in the system. So core activities are predefined. It is generic one, hence it is relevant to most of the industries, I will say. So LeadSquared comes pre-built with a number of core and system activities. Now the activities will be able to see like email clicked, email link clicked, email opened, email subscribed, lead captured, opportunity captured. So all the core activities, which we sometimes call system activities as well, are already there into the system, which are predefined. What all we can do with the core activity as an admin is we can change the display name and we can change the scores. So these are the two things that we can do with the core activities. Now, how effectively we can use the core activities are that these are the one which is already there. So once any activity which is captured, it will be automatically posted against the lead wall. Now coming to the lead detail page, in the activity history page, we'll be able to see all the interaction that has happened with the lead. So activity help us to understand the position in the lead funnel and understand where the lead is into the sales funnel, right? So there are two type of activities that we have seen into the LeadSquared account: core activities and custom activities. Now, first of all, I'll talk about the core activities, that what is that activity and how it looks like, right? So core activities are the activities which are predefined already into the system, right? And which is common irrespective to the industries. That's why the core activities, or it is called a system activities, which is already there. What we can do with the core activity as an admin is we can change the display name and we can change the score as the relevance of those activities with respect to your account. Now, as soon as any of the core activities are happened, the core activities are like email opened, website visited by the lead captured, landing page filled, right? Opportunity created, opportunity captured, email bounced. So all such activities which are predefined, whenever such activities are performed, it will be posted against lead wall automatically by the system. So as let's say if the sales user have shared any email to the lead, as soon as email is opened by the lead, this will be automatically posted against the lead wall. So in our lead detail page, all those core activities will be visible like this, and it will be posted against the lead wall like here. So even if the sales user wanted to know which email is opened by the sales user, we can click on it and it will be visible. That this, in case of landing pages, generally the sales user wanted to know which landing page is filled by the lead. So we can click and we'll be able to see the further details. So if you have any doubt, you can post your questions there. So activities help us understand the conversation, as I said. So we automatically post these activities against the leads or even an opportunity whenever they are performed, right? Now moving to the second type of activity, which is the custom activity. Now when I talk about custom activity, first of all, let's understand that why do we need custom activities. So in addition to core activities, we can also create custom activities to accommodate our own unique use cases requirement, right? Now, if I explain with few examples, it could be, let's say, if it is a real estate account, we wanted to create one custom activity by the name of site visit. If it is an education account, I wanted to create a account activity by the name of demo done. So for fulfilling such requirement, admin can create a custom activities, right? So first of all, I would like to showcase that how a sales user can post and use those activities, and then we will see how an admin can create. So for using the posting and using the custom activities, we have an option of activity tab here. Once we click on activity, the form will pop up where all the type of activity the sales user will be able to see. All the custom activities will be visible here, right? If I wanted to use any of the activity or the sales user wanted to post, let's say, had a phone conversation. So as soon as they click on the type of activity, the subsequent form will be visible. Now here, they will be able to see the activity date, time they can mention. Then whatever the conversation, if it is there any specific discussion happened, they can write down in the notes. Let's say client has asked to share order form. So we can mention the notes here. How the call disposition is, are we able to connect, contact or not, whether the lead was interested or not. Now all the activities are highly customized in nature. The admin can customize those fields and add the additional fields as per the requirement. So likewise, we can actually fill the fields. We can make the activity fields mandatory if it is, and accordingly we can create our custom activity. So this is how the sales user posts the activities. Once they add the activity, this conversation will also be visible into the activity history wall. Now, there is one beautiful thing here, that all the notes that our sales user post will be visible into the activity history. If they click on it, you'll be able to see the detail form disposition as well. So now you have further option as well into the custom activities, whether you wanted to give the sales user option to delete or edit. So this also can be defined by the admin, whether you wanted to provide such features to the sales user as per the requirement or not. So this is how the sales users can post the custom activities. Apart from that, there are few activities in which we don't wanted to fill such detailed form. There is no such disposition, but we wanted to just mention, yeah, this activity is happening. So for such requirement, once you hover the cursor here, there are the list of quick activities. So let's say if we wanted to mention in the education client, sometime it is required to just mention if they hosted any webinar and we wanted to mention, yeah, this is attended by the student. So for such activities, you can basically have an option to have those activities in the quick activity list. Once you click on attended webinar, so if you are selecting the quick activity, it will not ask to fill any detailed form. It will be directly posted due to the activity history one. So for such requirement, where there is no detailed disposition required, but you wanted to mention, yeah, this is done, we can have those activity into the quick activity list as well. So this is the activity part where the users can use the custom activities. Now we'll go to the admin side and we'll see that how the custom activities can be created. So for that, yes, we would like to go to the settings. In the settings, we have an option of leads. In the leads, we have activities and scores. We discussed about core activity. Let's move and see how we can create a custom activity. As soon as you click on it, you will be able to see all the custom activities if you have created. For creating a new, we have a add button. If we click on it, the form will pop up. So first of all, you are required to give the name of your activity. So let's take a simple one. If I wanted to create a phone call activity for our sales users, you can write the description, had a phone call with clients. So description is for your reference. Then you can define the score for this activity, which will reflect into the different scores respect to the lead prioritization. Whether it is going to be, now the direction is also you can define whether this is going to be an inbound or outbound, right? Then we have an option to select delete activity. So if you wanted to give the option to the sales user, let me open one lead for a reference at the same time. So yeah, if you wanted to give an option to delete the activity after posting, you can enable this. If you don't want it to give, you can unselect. Likewise, track location option is there. This is for the mobile users. Then we have an option of log activity changes. So in case if you wanted to give a option to the sales user that after posting the activity, they can edit the activity. So for such requirement, we can actually use the log activity changes, right? Then we have an option of allow predated activities. So yeah, this is based on the requirement. Sometime for some requirement, we don't want to give an option of to the sales user whether they cannot post the predated activities that has happened. In such scenario, we can unselect this option. So what will happen? They can only post the activity on which date it is done. Then we have an option of show in activity list. So yeah, we all must have seen that we have a dedicated page where we can see the manage activities, where we have all the activities in one place that we can experience. So into the activity type, we can basically see all the activities that we have. So I will start from the custom activities, right? We discussed about core activities. I'll quickly start the custom activities, how an admin can create a custom activities and use effectively into the LeadSquared account. For that, we have an option where we can create. We are required to click on add. We can simply give the name phone. Let's say if I wanted to create a phone call activity for our sales users, you can write the description for your reference. Here we can assign the scores. Now this scores will basically affect and be part of calculation of the lead prioritization, right? So as per how relevant the activity is, admin can define the scores. Then whether it is going to be inbound activity or outbound, we can define. Here we have further options to provide. If you wanted to give an option to the sales user after posting, they can delete the activity. We can select such feature. Then we have an option to track location. Basically, this is used for the mobile users. Then we have an option to log activity changes. So basically, this option means that if you are selecting this, the sales user will be able to edit the activities once they have posted to the lead. Then we have an option allow predated activities. Basically means that if you wanted to give an option to the sales user where they can post the predated activities, for such scenarios, you can select this option, or you can unselect if it's not required. Show in an activity list. So we all know that we have a dedicated activity page where we'll be able to see all the activity. If you are selecting this option, that custom activities will be added into the activity type page list. Then log activity. So if the admin want to log this activity for one particular type of user, in that case, we can use this option. Then yes, we have an option of allow attachment. It will give a basic attachment option to that custom activity, and then quick add. So as we discussed, we have a quick add feature where we can have that activity into the quick add list. For such scenario, we can have a quick add. So as it is going to be a phone call activity which needs a detailed disposition, what has happened in that call. So in such cases, we can skip this option. So once the detail is mentioned, we can move to the next page in our custom activity. Now here, the admin have an option to add all the activity field which is required to add into this activity. So these are the default activity field which is already there. You can have the other activity field as per the requirement. Let's say if I wanted to have one by the name of disposition. Here you have all the data type which you may require to add into the form. So this disposition is going to be a number, string, date, time drop down. So as it is going to be a drop down, let's say you wanted to give an option of interested, not interested. So the very first option will be by default, the option at the top will be default one. So if you wanted to leave it blank and then after that you wanted to give an option, you can basically keep it blank, the first option. Then you can give the option like interested, not interested, connected, not connected. So all such option you can give as per the requirement. Likewise, the other lead fields, activity fields, if you wanted to add as in product interested, and then you wanted to add your products here. So again, you can have a drop down type and you can give your product name. So I will add it as product 1, 2, right, for the reference. Likewise, we can add. So as many activity, maximum 50 activity field we can add as an admin. If you wanted to make any activity field as a mandatory, we have this option to make it mandatory. Once we have added all the activity field, we can move to the next page. Now this is a page where we can actually customize the form layout. If you wanted to make another section to add the activity field into the other section, we have the option to add the section. Or else if you wanted to make the notes into the bottom, likewise you can basically change and give a form layout as per your requirement. So this is how you can drag and drop the activity field. Once you have set your form layout, you can save it. So this is how we can create a custom activity. Now let's see that how it looks like and how a user can use it. So I'll go to any of the lead wall. So in the lead wall, as we discussed that here there is an activity button. If we click on it, all the custom activity will be visible here, right? So I have created one phone call type of activity. As soon as the user select, the associate form will be visible. So yes, it is showing the activity type. We can select the date. It is showing the owner. We can select the disposition that we have added. As we made this activity field mandatory, we are supposed to fill it. We can select the product interested, and based on the conversation, we can write if any specific detail that we wanted to mention, right? Client has asked to share an email for the detail, let's say. So whatever notes we will write, that will be visible into the activity history. If you wanted to create a task, we have an option for the same. So this is how the sales user can post the custom activity. And it will be visible here. So I would like to just give a quick review on what all we have done into the activity management, right? So there are two types of activities that we have in LeadSquared: core activities and custom activities. So core activities are predefined by the system. We have seen it is generic one, hence it is relevant to most of the industries. So that's why the core activities are already there into the system. We can change the display name and the score as per the requirement. So whenever any core activity happens, the core activity will be automatically posted against the lead wall. It is whether it is email opened by the lead, or opportunity is captured, or let's say email landing page filled. So all such core activities will be automatically posted against the lead wall. For the unique requirement of our use cases or of our specific client, in such scenario, admin can create a custom activities where we can give the name to our activity. We can add all the activity fields that is required. So once the admin is created the activity field, it will be available for the sales user to use into the activity tab. So here, by using or selecting the type of activity, the associate form will be visible. Once the sales user posts the activity, that activity will be visible here into the activity history wall. So this activity history wall represents all the conversation that has happened with the lead from the day the lead has captured into the system till today. I hope this activity part is clear. If you have any doubt, you can post a query into the chat box. Now we would like to move to the another topic that today's another topic is task management. So once we can create a different task and schedule the relevant reminders for the user on our LeadSquared account. So these tasks can be associated with leads and even opportunities. So once the tasks are added, users and even managers can track these tasks on the relevant leads or opportunity, right? So first of all, I would like to showcase that how the sales users can create a task and can complete a task. So here we have an option of task. Once you click on a task, you will be able to see all the tasks. So as you can see, there are two types of tasks: appointment type of task we have, and another one, to-dos. So first, let's understand the different type of tasks that we have and what does it mean. Now, the very first we can see is a appointment type of task. Task type that have a definite start and end date and time are classified as an appointment. So I would like to share a few examples of appointment. Appointment includes meetings which have the definite start date and end time. Let's take example of webinar that we are supposed to start at 3 p.m. and it is going to be end at 4 p.m. So it has a specific start and end date and time, can covers under the appointment type of task. It could be a webinar, it could be a demonstration, it could be a presentation. So for instance, a client asking for a product demo on Thursday between 4 to 5 p.m. can be called as an appointment. Second type of task that we have is a to-dos. So to-dos don't have a specific start and end date and time. You can configure to-dos to be completed within a certain date range, such as within this week, by the next day, by end of the month. But you don't need to define a specific time for completion. Such type of task comes under to-dos. So example of to-dos could be, let's say, follow up with the old leads, following up to the cold leads. And any task that does not require an exact time specification can covers under to-dos. So if I wanted to create any task, you are required to select, let's say I wanted to create a task of a demo session. As soon as you create any appointment type of task, you will be able to see that you have an option to schedule it for a specific time. You can select that particular date, the start time and end time. You have an option to select a reminder if you want a reminder 30 minutes before the task or 45 minutes before a task, you can set that. So this is how, once you set all the date, time and reminder, you can click on save button and your task will be created. All your tasks will be visible here into the task section. Now if you would like to create a to-dos type of a task, so what is the only difference is that as soon as you try to create a to-do type of a task, you will not have an option to define a specific date and time. It will give you the certain date range or a time range. Let's say this follow-up needs to be done by this week. So this is how you will be able to see. And the second difference is you will not get an option to share the calendar invite to the owner, lead and the organizer. So as soon as you select such option, your to-do type of task will also be visible here into the task section. So this is how the sales user can effectively use the task by creating it. And once the task is completed, they are supposed to click on mark complete and it will be completed. Or if in case there is associate form, they are supposed to fill the details and then it will be completed. Okay, so this is how the sales user basically use the task effectively. Now, if I wanted to use or the admin wanted to create any specific task for their account, so how they can use it, we are again required to go to the settings. In the leads, we have an option to configure the different task type. So we'll see that how we can basically create a task. So we have an option to configure the appointment type for task and to-dos. Let's say if I wanted to create an appointment type of task, once you click on it, all your tasks which already there into the system will be visible here. To create a new task, you are required to click on create. You are first required to give the name. Let's say follow-up I wanted to create. Now, once you try to create an appointment type of a task, you will have this option to enable the invite for the organizer. Once you click on it, you can configure the content, that which content you wanted to share as soon as you create. So let's say, hi, the calendar invite is shared. We can enable the lead. Likewise, we can enable the calendar invite for the lead owner and the lead as well. And you can configure the content. Apart from that, the admin have an option to set the default duration for the appointment. So basically, this will be the default duration between the start and end time. So even after giving the default duration, while creating a task as a user, you have an option to change it if there is any variation due to the duration. So let's say it is the default duration for the follow-up I want to give for 15 minutes, you can select. Then we have an option of conflict. So what does conflict means? User will be allowed to create a multiple appointment for or around at the same time if the allowed is enabled. If it is not allowed, then at the same time we cannot create the multiple appointment. Then we have an option to enable the reminder if you wanted to give that option to your task form. Include location will basically again is for the mobile user. So this will allow you to include a location field in your task. And once you select yes, you have an option to geofence your appointment location. And here you get an option to give the range of our geofencing, whether it is going to be, you wanted to give a range of 100 meter. So within that 100 meter, only the sales user can complete the task or update those tasks. So yeah, again, like the activity, we have an option whether you wanted to give a sales user an option to open the completed task or not. So in such scenario, they'll be able to or else not. So once you have configured all the settings, after giving the name and configuring such settings, we can click on create option. So here you will have by default all the task field. In case if you wanted to have any specific task field, you have an option to add here. So those which are already there, you are required to use it. We cannot change such, but yes, for a specific requirement, we can add by clicking on add field. So once the task fields are defined, again in the next page, you will find an option to give a layout to your form. So you can change the position as per the requirement. If you want to change the size of that task field, you can change like this. You can add the another section in that you can have the other task field if you wanted to divide your form into two different sections. And once you have set all the settings, you can click on update. So the task has been created. Now we can go to the lead and we can basically check. So here we go. So all the task is visible here. I have created a follow-up task and this is how my task form look like. So sales user can create the task and once they click on it, all the open tasks will be visible here. Okay, hope it is clear. If you have any doubt, again, you can post your queries into the chat box. Okay. So as of now, we discussed about how the different activities can be effectively used in the LeadSquared account by the sales user and by the admin. Then we have seen what all the different type of tasks that we have. Those are the appointment and to-dos. So in the appointment, we have an option where we can define the specific start and end date and time. To-dos does not have the specific start and end time. We can provide the certain date range or a time range, like within a week, by the end of the day, within a month, right? So likewise, we can create a different task type into our LeadSquared account and can effectively use it. Now, without any delay, I would like to move to the another topic of our today's session, that is the smart view. So you all must have used the smart views, but yeah, we will see that what all the features that we have in smart view. So in the leads section, we have an option of smart view. Okay, so coming to the most essential feature of the LeadSquared, that is smart view. First of all, let's talk about what is smart view, what are the features that we have in smart view. So smart view page basically lets you access accounts, leads, opportunities, activities and tasks in one place. So it gives our sales users a single work area for all in one place. Now, generally it happens that salesperson might not want to toggle between two particular screens. So what we can achieve through smart views is where you can basically have different bucket view over here, wherein you want that these are the 4, 5 or 10 things I want my sales team to regularly basis focus on, and these are the things that my team want to utilize on the LeadSquared platform. So for such requirement, we can have a segmented screen for them instead of toggling between the too many screens. So if we want to view to be optimized or customized based on the hierarchy, it can be done with the help of a smart view feature. So if I talk about further in detail about the smart view, then yes, when I say smart view, there are many things that we can achieve. One of the most challenging part of the sales management is ensuring the discipline at each step. So when discipline is followed, it leads to a better and more predictable outcome. Better outcome leads to a shorter life cycle. So in order to maintain such discipline, we can, in the sales process, we can use the smart view features effectively. So when I talk about specific feature of smart view, the very first is that you can have the streamlined process. You can have all your accounts, leads, opportunity, task in one page. So it gives a single work area for accessing all the accounts, leads, activities, and tasks. Second, it provides a better alternative to a quick filter, I will say. And the best part is it shows the count of the leads at the section itself. So all the sales user basically can have all the specific KRA at one page. If they wanted to see all the active leads, they can click on it, they'll be able to see. If I wanted to see all the overdue tasks, I'll be able to see from here. Now, all the other features that you can use as a sales user is that we can even add the tab that if you wanted to. So here in the list, we have an option of add new tab. So once you click on add new tab, you'll be able to set the additional conditions. So first of all, you are required to add the type, whether it is you are going to add the lead type, activity type, task, opportunity. So if it is going to be a lead type, you are required to select lead. Then you can give the description. Let's say I wanted to set all the leads that comes from social media and reference. So you can set, you can give the name and then you can write the description. Name is going to be leads captured. And then you have an option to select the condition. So based on that, all the lead will be selected into one bucket. So as soon as you select one condition, here you can select. So I want all the leads that came from the organic search, reference sites, direct traffic, and social media at this tab. You can select all the sources here. You can add. Even further, if you wanted to add multiple condition, you can add, and you can have a any and all criteria. So as soon as you set the criteria, you can save the condition and you'll have another tab here. So if any of the lead falls into this category, it will be updated online. So yeah, I have 45 leads under this condition. If you wanted to see even further details, let's say as I wanted to see what all the lead sources I have added, as soon as you click on it, you'll be able to see the details. And not only you can see the details, if you wanted to get this report here, you can subscribe to this report. So you'll be successfully subscribed to this particular report and you will receive this on email. So this is how the users can effectively add the tab. They can basically have all the important KRAs in one page. As soon as they add, they'll be able to see. Now, it's not only that it will take some time to update, it will be automatically updated. Apart from that, you have an option to basically see all the tabs here. You can restore the default tabs. You can add the new tab by clicking on it as we have just done. You can even hide if you don't want such particular tab after a certain time, and then those tabs will be visible here into the hidden tabs. Now moving ahead, if we wanted to manage the filters, so yes, we have all the filters. So all the drop down types of fields will be visible here. If we wanted to manage the filter, we have the option of a manage filter here. Now as soon as you click on manage filter, you have the option to view the selected one, or you can view all. So here all the drop down type of fields will be visible here. If you are selecting any particular, let's say you wanted to see the codes, so here you can select and then your particular filter will be added here. Apart from that, you will be able to select two views, either a classic list view or a calendar view. So you can switch between classic view and a calendar view here from here itself. Apart from that, this is not only just to fix the different tabs to use it. Here we have a panel where they can basically add the leads. They can effectively use the manage lead page from here itself. Yeah. So all the pages will be accessible. All the tabs we can access from here. If they wanted to create a task, so now this week admin can define what is the quick filter they wanted to use. So by just one click, they can have that quick action over here. So this is how the smart view can be effectively used by the sales user. Now let's quickly move ahead and see how the admin can create the smart views and that can be applicable to the different teams. So in the leads, we have an option where the admin can create a smart view for the different users. To create a smart view, we are supposed to click on create. We can first of all required to give the name to that smart view. Let's say I'm creating this for the sales users. Then as soon as you give the name, you have an option to create a tabs for the leads, opportunity, activities and tasks. Once you click on add, here again, you can admin can select the tabs that they wanted to add. The very first, let's say I want for the lead one. Likewise, they can add the condition, the same we have seen. And then they can have a tab. Let me just add the one active leads, for example. Description we can write for a reference. I will take it as it is. And we can select the condition. So active leads, I'm considering that all the leads which are at stages like prospect, opportunity, verified or interested. I wanted to see all the leads at one tab by the name of active leads. So I will add such criteria. As soon as you click on it, you can save it and that particular tab will be added. Likewise, the admin can add multiple tabs. Here for clicking the other tabs, we are supposed to click on list. Here we can add. So once the admin has created the smart view, they can save it. And yes, there are prerequisite that you should have a Teams in your account. As soon as you have created a smart view, you are required to click on user and permissions. So where we have an option of Teams. Now the smart view that admin has created can be applicable on the teams. So if we wanted to apply this particular smart view for all the sales user, so I have, let's say this is a sales team on which I wanted to apply. You are supposed to click on settings icon. You have an option of apply smart view. As soon as you click on it, you'll be able to see all the smart view that you have created. You can select the smart view which you wanted to apply for that particular team. So this is the one that I have created. You can select and save. So all the user belonging to the sales team, the smart view will be applicable. I would like to take a pause before I move ahead. I hope it is clear that how the smart view can be effectively used by the sales user or by the admin. So as I can see, there must be a lot of questions. So now before I move ahead, I would like to take a pause and would like to take all the questions up. Thank you, Saleha.
Thank, thank you, Urvashi. We have a lot of questions in the chat. So I see Rishabh Tijare, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, has a question. How do you create a dashboard of tasks and activities of a user?
Okay. So yes, so this question is related to a dashboard, right? Can you come again with the question?
Yes. How do you create a dashboard of tasks and activities of user?
Okay. So for that, I would like to quickly share the screen so that I can showcase that how we can create a dashboard. Yeah, we would like to go to a dashboard page to answer this question. So yeah, this dashboard is like I will say a page where we can have all the report access which we wanted to, and these are called the dashlets. So there are maximum 12 dashlets that we can add. If you wanted to add the activities and tasks to the dashboard, you are supposed to click on add dashlet, and by clicking on it, you'll be able to see the reports here. So if you wanted to select any task type report, you are required to click on it. Let's say I wanted to see all the task, all the email which is opened by the lead. So in such case, we can select this and we can add. Likewise, all the task and activity type of report which you want to access from the dashboard can be clicked and accessed and will be available here. So the one report which you have added will be visible here.
Got it. Thanks,
So
Urvashi.
activity by the user will be visible like this, and it is not only the report that we can access, this is further clickable in nature. If you further click on it, you'll be able to access all the activities that is performed by the user. And if you further click on it, it is further clickable. You'll be landed to the lead wall where you can see the complete lead page. Yeah.
So next question is from Dr. Shweta. She wants to know, she wants you to repeat, how do you take a report of different lead sources on the same page?
Okay. In the Smart View page, probably Dr. Shweta is asking.
Yes.
Okay, let me quickly share. I would like to showcase directly on the platform so that we can directly connect. So yeah, I would like to go to that Smart View page first. And here, yeah, if I wanted to add a tab where I wanted to have all the leads that are coming from particular source, you are required to click on add new tab. Once you click on add new tab, obviously it is going to a lead because I wanted to add the lead sources, right? You can give the name lead with source, particular source, let's say. You can write the description, You can write the description for a reference that the lead with source like direct traffic or social media and all the sources that you're looking for. Yeah, here you're required to select the conditions. In that you are required to select the lead sources. You'll be able to get all the list of your lead sources that is added into the account. You can select all the lead sources that you're looking for like this, and you can add this condition. So once you set the criteria, you're required to click on set criteria. You can save this and your tab will be added and all the leads will be updated into that tab based on the conditions, and it will keep refreshing as soon as the lead will be captured into the system for any particular source that we have added.
Okay. Urvashi, Kaushal has a related question. He wants to know how can he change the condition of an existing tab in Smart Views?
Yeah, you can click on details. Here we have an option to edit. So you can go and edit or even you can clear. Yeah, you can edit this condition by clicking
Perfect.
on.
I hope that answers your question, Kaushal. Abdul wants to know how can we update sales groups in bulk updates?
Okay. So they wanted to update the sales group in bulk update.
Yes.
Okay, bulk update from which page I would wanted to know first. So if they wanted to update the bulk from the users, we have an option of a bulk update from the user. You're required to click on bulk update, and then yes, you're required to. So there must be a file. You can first, I would suggest you to first export the users. In that you will get the file. In that you can update the lead fields of the sales groups, and then you can bulk update.
Got it.
Yeah.
Rishabh has a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, we had the previous question about how to add activities and tasks to the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
So, he wants to know how to make that dashboard visible to mobile users.
Okay. So yeah, for the mobile users, we should have you should have that. First of all, we have a separate setting in the settings section itself. In that, we can configure what all the tabs we want into the dashboard of the mobile. Yeah. In the settings, are required to click on mobile app, and here we can configure the page. We can manage the different task and activity completion. So here we have an option generally once it is enabled that what all you want into the dashboard.
Perfect. Thanks, Urvashi. So, everyone, we're almost nearing the end of this session. And since you stuck around with us till the very last bit, we have an announcement to make. So, I'd like to call Abhilash to join us for this. And
Hey, hi everyone. I hope I'm audible.
yes, Abhilash, you are.
Yeah. So one of the common requests that we got from the previous webinar was how to master LeadSquare and how to use the LeadSquare platform effectively. So the only solution that we have, or the only answer for that, is you guys getting trained or you guys having the right knowledge on how to manage your account. So I have seen in this chat people asking that okay, if we can get some sessions on automation forms. Even if we conduct some session, right, that is just going to give you a bit clarity on how these works. But each of your use case or the case studies are different. So it is very much important that you guys understand what is a platform, how this works, what is the logic to be applied. This you can only know by investing in any of the certification program. And for that, at LeadSquare, we have launched one primarily for all the admins who are managing your accounts. And that is called as LeadSquare Admin Certification. So there's a workshop or a training for 10 working days. In this, we primarily help you understand how the core features of LeadSquare works in the backend. As an admin, how do you configure, how do you customize things to solve your business requirement?
Perfect. Thank you, Abhilash.
Yeah.
So, everyone, we have a few questions in the chat. We took a few, our experts answered a few. In case we missed your question, don't worry, we'll get back to you personally. If you have any issues, your account manager will be reaching out to you. We've noted all your comments, all your suggestions, everything. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Urvashi. Thank you, Abhilash. And thank you, audience, for being such a sport and sticking around. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Thank you.